Drake. So Drake responds to Joey Badass, Big Sean, and Ab-Soul Freestyle. Big Red Freestyle. Before we get to Drake's response, I had to delete my reaction to the freestyle that I did yesterday because I didn't get monetized. So I just took it down. But I still stand on what I said. All right. If you heard what I said, I still stand on what I said. Joey Badass killed it to me. Big Sean was number 2. And Ab-Soul, I just didn't like his flow on it. I know he was saying some bars. I know he was spitting. Listen. Oh my God, boy, man, yo, I swear, boy, this YouTube stuff is crazy. I literally had to take my video down because they copyrighted my video. I didn't even play the audio. I just played the video. I had the video on mute, and they still, look at this. Just because I played the video, I had the music on mute. All right, so I got to edit that out and just put a picture up. All right, so give me a second. Boy, I can't even use the video. All right, let me re-edit this video. Boy, this YouTube, boy. Understand, man.
Let's go.
Just because I don't like his verse doesn't mean that I'm a hater. People's like, man, you a hater. God. So I got to agree with y'all. And if I don't agree with y'all, if I have my own opinion about what I like, what I personally like, that means I'm a hater. No, I'm just giving my opinion. But I didn't like it. I didn't like Ab-Soul's verse. It just sounds like he was just talking to me. But Big Sean killed it. Joey Badass definitely stole it from me. Joey Badass, he was on fire. He was on fire. And I like what they did, especially with them all having a, conflict, or not a conflict, but a hip hop beef, right? This is the element of hip hop right here. This is what you're supposed to do, not take it personal. And I like what Joey did. He was giving direct shots to Ab-Soul because, they was talking, Joey Badass in the beginning of the year had some things to say about West Coast, a whole bunch of D licking, whole bunch of D riding because Kendrick on top. So, he came out with his diss to the West Coast, and then the West Coast really wasn't feeling it. A lot of people responded. And now they all came here and rapped about it in a cypher, keeping it hip hop, right? Just like Screwface said, man, hip hop is a sport, and it's a sport. It's supposed to be competitive. And one thing that I like about this as well, that Joey Badass mentioned the control verse that was on Big Sean's song. That was Big Sean's song, and he mentioned the control verse. He said, you heard what Kendrick said on the control verse. This is a competition, and this is just what I'm doing. And I respect that. Everybody on that control verse took it as it was supposed to be taken. Pause, no Diddy. Especially no Diddy, boy. We know, boy, that Diddy trial is insane, bro. But everybody took it the way that it was supposed to be taken. Take that. No Diddy. No P Diddy. And I do mean P Diddy. If you've been paying attention to that trial, yeah. P-E-E, like P, not his name, P dot Diddy. No, I'm talking about P-E-E Diddy. Yeah, he over there. Yeah, anyway. In the control verse, it was just saying, hey, I'm cool with y'all, but when we get on this beat, as far as this hip hop thing, I'm here to destroy and mollywop all of y'all. Everybody understood the agenda. Everybody but Drake. Drake was the only sensitive person that took it some type of way, right? Drake responds to control, right? Drake was the only sensitive one that took it personal.
Nah, I feel like that's it. It's like, he's a new guy to love, and of course, I mean, rightfully so. He's super talented, But thank you. But he's like, he is the underdog. that's extremely hungry, you know what I'm saying? And he's doing his thing really well. And that verse was, he's giving people like moments, you know, like that verse was a moment to talk about. Are you listening to it now at this point in time? Okay. And then it was real cool for like, you know, a couple weeks. But like, if I ask you, for example, like, how does that verse start? No, do you remember? No, and like, now mind you, it'll go on in Complex and Rap Radar, give it like verse of the millennium and all that shit or whatever.
Being very catty and being very sneaky. All right, so he's giving backhanded compliments right now. He's giving backhanded compliments, being very catty, being very sarcastic, right? Being very sarcastic.
But like, I'm just saying, it's like, you know, I remember like somebody like asking me, you know, or maybe it was you that was like, is Kendrick Lamar your biggest competition like in this generation or whatever? And I think that Kendrick has like the utmost potential, man. Like, you know, I see Kendrick tomorrow.
Boy, this didn't age well, did it?
I'm a dap him. I didn't feel the way about that verse. I get it. I get the moment. Like, you know, he's a good guy. And like, I know that verse had no malice behind it because I saw him 5 days later at the VMAs and it was all love. So it's like, he didn't come on there on some wild, like, I'm in New York, fuck everybody, don't look at me. Like, I'm the king.
Come on, bro. It's just hip hop. Drake is the only one. So in Drake mind, he listens to the Control verse and he's like, oh man, Kendrick really got smoke with me. Like he want to fight or something. Bro, he just saying, look, we cool and all, but this is hip hop. And I'm here to be number one. And you in my number one spot. So I got to get at you. What's wrong with that? It's competition. Everybody on that song knew what Kendrick was talking about. Everybody but Drake. He's the only one that took it personal.
So it was one of those things. It's like, I almost wish he had come in there on that shit because I kind of lost like a little respect for the sentiment of the verse. If it's really fuck everybody, then it needs to be fuck everybody. It just can't be halfway for the sake of the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, that's just how I feel. I still like, when it comes to competition, I'm more worried about consistency. I'm more worried about bodies of work. I'm basically talking about like, you know, there's one guy who's up every night thinking about how to get better and how to do things bigger. And, you know, that's Kanye West. He's like, you know, he's like.
All right, so that's how he responded to the Control verse, right? Shoot. But anyway, back to the original topic. Drake responds to Big Sean to the Cypher.
Let's go.
And do you know how Drake decides to respond right after this is released? And Drake is a very strategic person. This is not by accident. Do you know how Drake chooses to respond after this dope cypher by Joey Badass, by Big Sean and Absol? Good old Instagram. And it's crazy too, because I was about to make a video. I literally was about to make a video and say, yo, where is Drake? Man, Drake been MIA. You know, it's been very strange that Drake hasn't posted nothing. He hasn't posted nothing on his community, not his community wall. He hasn't posted nothing on his Instagram stories. He hasn't posted no selfies. He hasn't done no duck lips. He hasn't shown his outfit. He hasn't done anything that makes him look more corny than what he already is. Because what Drake don't understand, that he makes himself look a certain type of way. Not because of Kendrick. Bro, everybody sees that you just a lame. So Drake been MIA. He really hasn't been on social media. But ever since this freestyle came out, Drake all of a sudden decides to do what Drake does. So in Drake fashion, he responds. He responds to the freestyle that everybody's talking about. Do you know how Drake responds? In Drake fashion. This is how Drake responds. Here we go with these subs again. I don't know what this means, but I'm sure it means something. I don't know, but he don't just randomly just does this. So maybe he the light-skinned dude and he's taking everybody girl or something. I don't know. Is this supposed to be like, y'all mad at me because I'm taking your girl? Like the light-skinned dude is taking your girl? I don't know what this means. And guess what else he posts? Of course, duck lips. Yeah, This is Drake response. This is Drake response to the freestyle that everybody's talking about. Of course, Drake is going to be in his feelings. Of course, Drake going to do the duck lips. It's not a coincidence, in my opinion, that he hasn't posted nothing really. He hasn't been as active on social media as he normally is. But right when that freestyle dropped, this is what he posts. And this is how he responds to the freestyle, in my opinion. Y'all leave a comment down below, man. BBL Drizzy does what he does best. Duck lips. He responds by posting a selfie with duck lips. Typical Drake. Typical Drake. Y'all leave a comment down below, man. It's your boy Dan B. Signing out.